He just wants attention. He just wants attention. What's up, Taco OG? Come on. But yeah, so that was New York last night. Is that all you wanted? All right, we're trading with the dog. Trading with the dog. Stop licking me. All right, let's look at the charts. Ask your questions. I'll go over this. Stop licking me, please. All right. We went over that, though. We know that we could have caught those buys if we would have waited a little bit longer. I ended up falling asleep. You are something else. Sit and watch. Learn how to trade, Callie. Oh my gosh. You're just bad. Calm down. He started getting like this. I think he's throwing a tantrum. But nonetheless, go over today. What's up, Joris? We'll see how we can potentially look to end this week. So we ended up coming bearish from what it looks like. Obviously, we did end up ripping higher, breaking these highs, where again, like nothing said we had to facilitate the pullback now. Looks like we're no longer looking to do that. But nonetheless, with this new bullish internal leg, I could potentially look for some shorts, especially because we're seeing some decent bearish pressure here. Nonetheless, it looks like we are pretty overextended, at least from this bearish range. So even though I expect sells, doesn't mean we are going to take sells. Like if we do see some type of liquidity sweep, see price break a high, and then we know that we can target, just like yesterday, the pullback of this bearish leg before price does end up looking to potentially sell off at the equilibrium. So I think buys would be more of a go for me on NAS. Let's look at DAX and UK100. So DAX and UK100, again, we were looking for setup on DAX last night. If you guys remember, I was waiting for a break of this low, finally got the break, never had the pullback until now, but we've now hit the 50%. So honestly, I think we could end up selling off. And if we actually see some strong bearish legs come into play, where one, we kind of did make a new bearish leg here. So we could end up continuing to sell lower or wait for the low new break and then play that next little pullback entry. So I think we could end up doing that. Obviously, let's say price does end up pulling back within this leg. I think we could comfortably take that, knowing that we should target these lows. But either way, even if we come down, break those lows, I'll still wait for that overall pullback to play prices lower. But nonetheless, I think I'd prefer a break here first to confirm that even the 5-minute internal structure is now bearish as well, that we can kind of just follow along with price. UK100, on the other hand, finally broke this low, obviously from, I believe it was this high to this low. We did end up having to pull back, and we now are creeping lower. The one thing I don't like, I mean, it's still very good for sells, don't get me wrong, like from higher time frame context, but we have this like 15-minute, I guess you could say, bullish leg that we're still kind of playing within, and we could end up respecting that and going higher. But nonetheless, I do think we are going to get sells here. I'm not a fan of structure itself. I don't know why UK100 hasn't been winning me over all too well. I mean, we look good, don't get me wrong, but we just wicked these lows. I'd like to see a break of them. But the one thing that's holding me away from sells is the fact that we are still kind of within this bullish leg. DAX, again, like we still are within that same type of scenario, but that bullish leg. But nonetheless, if we draw the fib, we can identify that we have not facilitated a pullback of this leg. So if price were to go higher, I'd say it would still have a sell-off to facilitate that pullback and then go higher. Whereas UK100, we've basically already had a pullback. Obviously, we can go deeper, and obviously we can just fly through the entire range itself. But nonetheless, it's already at a point where I think price can go higher, and I'd just rather play DAX if we do get something for DAX. And NASDAQ, of course. Let me read. So Sabali 107 profit target, 72,010, 3,000. What's up? How do I say 60%? Hold on, I'm doing math here. Wait until your consistency will adjust, I believe. It should. Once you hit your full 7K profit target. So once you hit your 7K profit target, you'll then see what your consistency is at. And as long as you don't go over 50%, like your biggest day isn't over 50% of your profit target, you'll be good by the time you end up getting that full 7K. On the 7.1 of this leg, what is that? Like what market is that? It said 6K for profit target. So is your profit target? Okay. So Taka, you should get a certificate of achievement and then it will pop up in your dashboard. Yeah, Rambo. If you're marking MNQ and NQ move the same, just one's micros, one minis. Do you know why yesterday everything went up so fast? Did Trump post something? I'm not sure. I don't think there was a crazy amount of volume yesterday. Like if you're talking about after London session, from what I remember, like there was a nice little spike here. Was this the move? I forget. No, it was this one. It wasn't a crazy amount of volume. If you're talking about here, I mean, this is just looks like New York volume. Nothing crazy. But again, I like this here, guys. If we come up on NASDAQ and these highs aren't like crazy good, but nonetheless, I still like these highs. If we end up breaking these highs after taking liquidity like this of these lows, and we see a nice little bullish push here, I will look for a pullback and continuation to target the pullback of the overall 5-minute leg. Is this the right account? Hopefully. Oh. No way. Oops. Oh, I hate this volume shift too. All right. What's wrong? What? You just want to click. Hold on. What? What? Oh my gosh, no, you just want to play. It's not time for that. He just wants to play. He's kind of throwing a fit. All right, so we got open in 3 minutes. What's up, YouTube? Hopefully I'm live here. Yes. Let's see what Discord's saying. Yes, I will give a little analysis. What is the stop loss? I don't know yet, CZ. I don't have my stop loss until my confirmation is set as far as we see the break, and then from there, I'm able to see how big my stop loss is. I mean, hey, if you're taking good trades, it is that easy. What happened? You panicked? Panicked? What do you mean? I didn't panic. It's US 30. It's just Lucas Dog is like begging to play. But I'm streaming. I'm streaming. All right, so US 30, kind of the same deal. We are definitely bearish within this leg. I know for a fact we are bearish within the 5-minute leg. We are obviously previously bullish, but nonetheless, I think we can facilitate a pullback lower, and that's probably why we are coming lower. But nonetheless, again, like the way I like to look at it is we're not going to just continue to trend down. Yes, like obviously, like we will, but nonetheless, we're going to have significant pullbacks before we have continuation of the sell-offs. Stop it. Come here. Fuck gold. All right, US 30 got a nice little spike, so come here then. Come here. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. What's your problem? So if DAX comes down, breaks that low, we could definitely play this new bearish leg here, as long as price doesn't hit 50%. But even then, like, I could still take it even with price hitting 50% of this leg, because from a longer term standpoint, I expect price to sell off. So just based off higher time frame context, I'd be comfortable in that sense. All right, see if we get a break of these highs, guys, and then we could play a pullback. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Whoa. All right. Let's get it. DAX is selling lower. Beautiful. And again, guys, like one thing I want to point out too, I'll point it out right now. Let me reach out. Yeah, of course, Taka. Of course you get no spreads. She's good now. Or he's good, sorry. He's usually a good dog. I think he was just... he's kind of wanted my attention. All right, but going back to what I was saying. So when it comes to DAX, right? Again, I know a lot of us are waiting to trade NQ. Perfect, that's fine. I hope and I think we will get a trade. But nonetheless, when it comes to DAX, I look for a couple things, guys. And I want to go over it. And I want to go over something. Again, if you follow me, you've seen my story, how I'm making a checklist indicator. This is honestly going to be game changing for a lot of you. So it's basically just a probability calculator. It tells me the probabilities of my overall trade. So obviously higher time frame alignment, so we can go and see we have higher time frame alignment, meaning we know that we're overextended and we know that price has room to facilitate a pullback into the 50% range of this entire leg, potentially even deeper. So we know that we can go and check off higher time frame alignment. And as you can see, it adds to our trade score or a probability score. So it's out of 100. So obviously if all we had was higher time frame alignment, we wouldn't be taking the trade. I'm not going to take the trade with a 20% probability score. But nonetheless, as we go down to lower time frames, we can kind of start to see what other confluences are aligning. One, we did take liquidity of these highs. We had that nice wick to come down. So we can go and mark off liquidity. Push this over here. We are now getting a break of structure. So as long as we close beneath those lows, we can mark off break of structure. Imbalance isn't necessarily something that we 100% need, but nonetheless, it's nice seeing imbalance within our overall range, knowing that price can pull back within those areas. So we say we do have some imbalance, and obviously we need to wait for the 50%, 71% retracement, which would make this a 100% probability score. So again, this is my setup. This is a highest probability trade within my system. Same thing with NQ. NQ, we can go down to lower time frames, and obviously we still need some confluences here. One, we have the liquidity sweep. We have higher time frame alignment and seeing that the 5 minute was previously bearish. And even what's better is we see that the 5 minute actually, our swing structure was bullish. The internal structure was bearish, but nonetheless, I'm still willing to play this pullback because even if it's just a pullback of this internal bearish leg to lead lower, we're still going to catch the pullback. And even if it's not a pullback and rather a continuation of this original bullish move, again, we're still going to catch it because we're still aiming to go higher, right? It doesn't matter. And at this point, we'll probably be out at the 50% if price does end up flipping and continuing lower from that internal trend standpoint. But nonetheless, it should stay bullish with the swing structure. But whole point is we have higher time frame alignment. So obviously higher time frame alignment is checked off. Liquidity sweep, we're waiting for a breaker structure. So obviously our breaker structure is not there yet. We can leave that off. And then as far as imbalance, we should have imbalance. Obviously, we still need to wait to see if we can get imbalance. But a lot of that's going to come with the break of these highs, I believe. And even if we don't get imbalance, that doesn't mean I'm not going to take the trade because they're all not checked off. It's just a matter of knowing that, okay, typically when I see imbalance, I'm more likely to win when there's imbalance within that leg and we can react off of it, especially when it's within discount or premium pricing. It's just a higher probability. But if we don't have it, I'm still going to take it, just with the understanding that it's not the highest probability, but it's still a high probability trade as long as it's 80 or above, right? If it's ever 60, probably not going to take it. But if it's missing one confluence, and obviously some of them, if it's missing like a break of structure, I'm not going to take it whatsoever. Like, no. But you get the gist. So I think we're solid here. Oil sending a holy fuck, like up or down. Don't start. Oh my gosh. I don't think you guys can see Cali. Okay, good now. Why is my chair so low? I feel tiny. Can't be selling during rising edge. I just joined with this swing trader scalp. This would be a scalp. What the dog doing? You don't want to know. He has a little teddy bear, and I was curious why Luca hid the teddy bear from him. I figured that out once I gave him the teddy bear. Figured it out. Yeah, I do announce it. I'll let you guys know when I enter. I'm still waiting for confirmation here. Again, like I need to see that break of structure to confirm that price is now bearish or bullish internally. And then from there, we still have to obviously play that new bullish leg. I wait first the break, then I wait for a pullback to then enter within a discounted range or a discounted area within that range. And then we'll definitely go to shoot for our 1 to 2. Obviously, stop loss isn't set just yet, just because we need to see how far price does end up extending this range. So again, we could barely break and come down. We could break and actually just shoot, which again, just overall extends our range. But as far as DAX, again, like you can trade the legacy accounts with NQ. That's why I love trading NQ at this time. But nonetheless, when it comes to DAX, I am going to be looking for sales here, even if it hits 50%, right? And obviously that could hurt me, right? And the reason I say 50% is because, again, like within this internal bullish leg, we obviously can react off it to go higher. I just think there's a lot more confluences or a lot more probability that price is going to go lower long term, just based off the fact that we were previously overextended. We then started shifting internally, making new lower lows, lower highs, and then I do think we'll make a new lower low as we come into the 50% of this entire 1 hour bullish swing leg. Okay, like what I go over, guys, is multi-time frame analysis. It's really just understanding how kind of all time frames align, and even when you're not like fully in alignment, like being that we are still sitting within this bullish internal leg and we could just react and go higher, even then, as long as the probabilities are in your favor, you're chilling. What's your problem? Oh shit, we're getting some expansion here. Nice. I want to see these highs being broken with some good force here, or at least some good bullish pressure. Good displacement is what I should say. But we should be getting a trade. Stop. All right, we got the break, but obviously we haven't closed above it. I want to see a nice closure. I want to see some good displacement. And from there, I do think we could catch some buys, hopefully to end the week. Stacks are, see with DAX, like, it's a break nonetheless. We barely miss equilibrium. But I just am not the fan of that break. I'm really not. We could have had some better displacement. The 15-minute looks horrible. That's like kind of my issue here. All right, so we finally broke. Let's see if we can get some better displacement. Cali, get down. I don't want to see price just start pulling back now. Like, nonetheless, it can still play out, but at the same time, like, I want some better displacement. But I like the liquidity sweep that we had. I like the break of these highs. I like it. I just hope we don't get entry too fast while I do this, because if we do, I'll tell you guys when I enter, because there's a chance, like, if price just spikes right back into it, I'm gonna wait. Okay. Nonetheless, we haven't yet. Let's see if we can create some liquidity within here. Kind of start just a little bit of some chop for some engineered liquidity. And obviously, the stops as of right now, we are sitting at only 12 points. That's not bad at all. 12 points. Very nice. This is some good, I like this. Because if we do end up coming back down, we know we have some good liquidity sitting at these engineered lows here. So when the price comes back down, we're also taking more liquidity, hopefully get a reaction, and then we just absolutely rip from there. I'm ready though. We in buys? No, not yet. One, because I solely trade, so I'm talking to you, Rambo. I solely trade London session. That's one reason. And two, again, like, I didn't just hop into it without getting data. I'm really big on data if you guys are new here. So I went back, I got data, I got a lot of back testing, forward testing data, and I actually started to see that price was moving structurally well. It was staying structurally sound, and we've been doing really good. But I mainly trade DAX and UK 100. I'll tell you what I'm thinking right now, George. I'm not really liking UK 100. I think we'll sell, George, but I'm just not a big fan. Why he's so smart, it seems so complicated. Just years, bro. What I call my style of trading, like, there's no word for it, but I guess if I had to, like, say, it's just price action mixed with SMC concepts. I guess you could say, like, smart money concepts. Oh, fuck. I will be playing 15 contracts here. Again, that's just based off my stop loss size. We have a smaller stop. I'm in buys. Let's see what happens. This will be my last trade of the week. Win or lose, we had a very good week this week. We're getting a lot of bearish pressure into our zone. I don't like that, but nonetheless, I still got to hold strong to the overall analysis. Again, it's a high probability setup. We know we got everything off the box. Liquidity sweep, break a structure. That's just ugly though. That's ugly. Again, you guys can wait. I know I said I got in. You can wait for a rejection. I don't wait for rejections. I don't. I enter aggressively. It's always worked for me just because, again, I'm making sure that I'm very, very aligned with the overall structure of higher time frame price and lower time frame price, where if I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose. I could consider myself incorrect, okay? But nonetheless, if I'm going to win, I'm going to win. Waiting for that rejection sometimes can hurt you, because let's say you did wait for rejection. Yes, beautiful rejection now. Now it's a good time to enter, but nonetheless, what if price just whipped off of it and just ran with that much volume? We'll miss a trade because we wait for a damn rejection. And obviously, there's pros and cons to it. But nonetheless, again, like I like to enter aggressively just because I know that this is a higher probability setup. And even if it loses, again, like I even have a YouTube video on how sometimes the highest probability setups lose. It happens. I've lost on high probability setups. You probably have. It's just part of the game. It's part of the statistic. But nonetheless, we had a good rejection. Price is absolutely dumping. Wow. We might get absolutely hoed here. Obviously, our stops are at these lows. They're in a good spot. But nonetheless, some nasty bearish volume stepping into play here. Like again, I still like this break here. I still like the pressure that we had off the rip. It just may have been the wrong objective for the day. The objective for London could have been to take some more liquidity and then continue with the overall bearish trend that we're in. Because again, like we are bearish. Keep that in mind. But nonetheless, my ideology behind it is, yes, we're bearish, but nonetheless, we will have those pullbacks before we continue bearish. Even if price, let's say we lose, even if price does come down further, we're still going to have a pullback at some point to facilitate the pullback, to come into some type of premium pricing, and then continue our sell off back into discount. Because again, like the way I look at it, and you guys hear it all the time, buy low, sell high. I talk about this all the time, guys. Again, institutions and banks aren't going to, what is it called? What is it? Buy low, sell high. Yeah. So they're going to push price up into a premium price. But again, it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to continue buying. At some point, they need to pump it back down into discounted price so they get it at a cheaper rate. So when they buy it back up, they make more money. They bought it at a discounted rate. They're now pushing it back up to a premium price where they can sell it for more than what they bought it for. And again, it's just a never-lasting chain effect where price will just continue to trend. And obviously, at some point, we're going to flip, but it's the same thing back down. They'll push price into a heavily discounted area where they then buy back up into a premium price to then continue that overall trend of just a back and forth game of discounted premium pricing. We're still in this trade, which is kind of nuts, but nonetheless. Like again, like one thing I've been talking about with you guys too is like you can enter off the 71%, but nonetheless, like we would have got entry off 7% here, yes, and we would still be in a trade. We'd actually be in profits because if we entered at 7%, as you can see, we'd be in profits. But nonetheless, we entered at 50% just because again, like the reason I'm not entering at 7%, at least not right now, because a lot of times we'll see price just hit 50% and just rip, and just like not commit to 7%. But sometimes we do, which ultimately could give us a better RR and less drawdown opportunities. No, I'm targeting to buy. What makes it an engineered low? Like in this case that I was talking about over here. Or like in general. Entered at 0.7, that's fire. That's still fire. Again, you're definitely already in profits. You're probably already about to hit a 101. Again, like that's the main difference with entering at 0.71 is like same target. So like let's say we were targeting just these highs. If we enter at 50%, this is just a 101. But if we enter at 71%, that 101 is now a 1 to 2.6, just based off the fact that you entered a little bit lower. But again, it's not always worth it because it doesn't always hit 71%. All I need to do is hit, all I need to do is hit 50%. That's it. What I was talking about, so like within here, like I call these engineered lows just because again, like when price is starting to have these pullbacks, like it may not be the correct term to say engineered lows, but I like to see this liquidity being made just because, again, if we are going to see price, or let's say price kind of start coming down, hesitate and stall, start coming back up. In this case, it wasn't the best liquidity. I would consider it better liquidity if we would have like broke this candle high on that bullish candle. Nonetheless, we just wicked it. But we're seeing hesitation in that sell-off, so we know that buyers are now stepping into the market. And if buyers are stepping into the market, sorry, it's so loud outside. And if buyers are stepping into the market, we know that their orders are sitting right here. Okay, stop loss is probably right here, and they're obviously looking to buy early. So these early buyers a lot of times will get faked out into thinking that price is going to go higher now. People will FOMO into entering trades, meaning there's engineered liquidity here. There's liquidity being built up based off the fact that price looks like it's just going to rip higher from here. And then they all get taken out because, again, it's engineered, or I guess that's the right term. It may not be the right term. But there's liquidity sitting here based off the fact that early buyers got stepped in, it gets taken out, and that's just more fuel for price to come and then take other external areas of liquidity sitting on sell side. That's the way I look at it. But price looks good. Obviously, we're in drawdown right now, but we're not wanting to come lower. We're showing a lot of rejection, a lot of wicks. I do like that. The 15-minute, not the best looking from a 15-minute standpoint, but nonetheless, we still have room on the 30-minute. 5-minute still looks good. 1 minute still looks good. It's just a matter of, are we going to play out or are we not? Okay. But again, like, I'm going to take this as my last trade of the week. Obviously, if we have a DAX setup, I'm still going to take DAX, guys, of this bearish range just to see if we can catch something nice there. But as far as NQ, this is definitely the last trade of the week. How can I get the indicator you have? You can't. It's mine. I am making it. So if you guys are actually interested in something like this, like some type of indicator like this, even something that's more customized to your guys' own systems, you can message me on Discord and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not going to just send it over to you. It's something that I've been working on for a while and now kind of just started sharing with you guys as far as how to use it, why I use it, and what it's used for. Again, if you guys have been with me for a while, I'm not a fan of indicators. I never liked the EMA, SMA. I'm not saying they're not good. They work, right? But nonetheless, I'm so like just big on price action and smart money concepts, I guess you could say, that I don't necessarily need an indicator to tell me what to do. Indicators are majority of the time just confluences to add to your overall system, to add to the probabilities that, okay, if price is above the EMA, again, and if we have bullish structure, we should continue higher, okay? But nonetheless, this indicator is so different because it's just more of a probability counter. It just tells me, based off the confluences that I see, is this a higher probability trade or is it not? Again, this more or less, this version is for beginners. The only reason I use it is because I like it, but it's mainly to help a lot of people who are early on into trading who are struggling to follow your system. Again, you can put your entire thing here, or at least follow mine if you kind of do the same thing that I do, and just make sure that every trade you're taking has all its check boxes checked off. It's easy, it's on TradingView. And again, I'm also adding session indicators as well. So if I turn on Asia session or London session, you can see that here. I'm still doing a little bit of work, but nonetheless, it will also have sessions. So it's just kind of like an all-in-one. Have your session indicator. You can see your sessions. You know where your liquidity is sitting. You know what to look for. You know what you need checked off, and you can see what probability that trade is. Again, just because it's a 100% trade score doesn't necessarily mean it's going to win. But there's just a higher chance of it winning due to the fact that it's a higher probability trade, okay? All right, let's see if we can get that 1-to-1. Again, once we get to these highs, I'm moving to break even. I doubt I'll take any contracts off. I doubt it, but I'll for sure move to break even if we get there. So let's see. Sorry, YouTube. DAX is so good during London. You're right. Are you new to streaming? No, I've been here for a while. I've been streaming for probably about 2 years total. Maybe not here, but yeah, 2 years total. Maybe longer. But when I first started streaming, I had no viewers. Just like everyone though. But I am also live on Discord if you are from YouTube. Custom fib. Does anyone know what's the tool called where it shows? Yeah. It's called a Fibonacci tool. So over here on the left-hand side, you can press the arrow. You'll see fib retracement. You'll press that, and you'll probably have a bunch of different levels. All you have to do is press settings, and these are my settings. Just check all the other boxes off and make sure 1, 0.71, 0.5, and 0.0 are there. Just customize it to yourself, make your own colors, and boom, you're there. You're set. You're solid. No. Okay, we're getting some push here. All right, let's get to our 1-on-1. Let's get a risk-free trade, and just from there, it's just all up. No. No. I think Luca's dog is getting like mad that Luca's gone and just like kind of throwing temper tantrums because he hasn't done this the entire time. No. What's your problem? Come here. I better fucking risk correctly. Why does it feel like... Oh, okay, that's about right. Look at him. We're gonna make some money together, or we're gonna lose money together. He's just crying, guys. I feel bad when he cries. What do you say this week has been good compared? Oh my gosh, yes, Angel. Oh my gosh, last month is just choppy, just bad. When using Forex Factory, what key points you look for to decide whether going longs or shorts? When it comes to like fundamentals, I don't really involve myself with like anything like from like the fundamental aspect of things. Like the only thing I look for is like if we have red folder news. I really don't trade during red folder news. But the good thing about London session, guys, is we only have 1 day out of the month where we actually have to worry about red folder news. Other than that, it's just pure trading. I ain't giving him enough treats. Nick doesn't pet that dog. Pet that. Y'all look crazy. Yeah, we'll be taking DAX sales. Oh, hold on. We got to pay attention here. You guys can definitely close some partials. Again, I'm holding to my 1 to 2. But once we take these highs, I will move to break even to make sure we're at least at a risk-free standpoint. Obviously, you can cut contracts if you want to, depending on obviously how much you risked or how much you're comfortable. But even if you just move to break even, I think we'll be solid. But let's hopefully hit that break even point and not just absolutely fly down. Again, as far as DAX sells, I will most likely be taking these sells. I just need that pullback. Again, this is another 100% probability trade looking at the indicator over here. We took these highs, which is a form of liquidity, which I like to see. Let's actually throw on the sessions. Was Tokyo highs too. Beautiful. Oh my God. Yeah, so I'm going to take these. So when it comes to DAX, the same thing, just the opposite direction. I'll be looking for shorts here, and we're on obviously on the 5 minute. But again, I'll be entering at the 50% and looking to target a 1 to 2, where at 1 to 1, same thing. I'm going to move to break even and I'll take half my position off. Obviously with NQ, I don't really ever take half my position off. But nonetheless with DAX, I play it just a little bit differently, just a little bit. But I will be entering DAX on my live account. So I should probably pay attention over here. Once we take these highs, I will move to break even. I feel like I risked more than that. What the fuck? Haha. Luca made some money from these buys too. What a G. Let's just get this last push and get down from there. Come on. There was a time I met a girl of a different kind. I want to play some music. If we win, I'll play some music, even if we get copyrighted on YouTube. Go to fucking break even already. Oh my God, no way you're going to edge it like that. I'm tempted to just move to break even, to be honest with you guys. I hate when we edge like that. Oh my gosh, it pisses me off. Like, nonetheless, like, we should hit it right now. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that wick's a little nasty. Obviously, we could get a lot of bullish volume going higher, but this could be a break-even day. So I would say if you guys want to cut some contracts, I might cut like maybe 5, depending on how this candle closes. We'll see. If we just get a rush of volume here to the upside, I'm not going to close 5. But if we kind of just start creeping lower, I'm going to close 5, secure just a little bit of profits. Have not done it yet. Waiting to see what that bottom wick does. Gonna give it a second. I'll cut 5 contracts in and go. We're already at break even, so it's already a break even trade. You guys should be risk free. Let me pay attention to DAX. Okay. Should be risk free already. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That was beautiful, guys. If 15 contracts for you, would be at least a ban. It was because it was such a small stop loss. Nick, don't fucking. What does FWM mean? I'm kind of old now. Hate being edged too. Okay. TP2. Again, like, yeah, to TP2 would be the goal. I haven't cut contracts. If we hit the 1 to 2, and again, my 1 to 2 is based off my stop loss. So we entered at the 50%. Our stop loss, or at least mine, is always at the structured lows, and we can hold a TP2 or 1 to 2. You guys can actually hold further because the same ideology applies as far as we know that we were previously bearish. If we're going to continue bearish, we're probably going to see price pull into at least the 50%, maybe even deeper. But I say the ultimate target would be 50%, where I can maybe hold 2 contracts just for the fuck of it, and then wait for price to come back lower. Oh, that's ugly. That was disgusting. All right, I closed 5 contracts. It only made us probably about 135. But at the end of the day, I want to secure some profits, let the rest run at break even, and we'll see what happens. You guys should have already secured something, or at least been at break even. It should already be a winning day for you. Yeah. Let's go, Luca. Bro, Luca's, I just paid for Luca's entire Japan trip off that one trade, guys. His entire trip paid for by London session with Nick's and Cali. Yes, sir, Nick. Heard and killing it. How to check? Yes, sir. We've actually killed it this entire week, guys. We've actually killed it this entire week. And I did miss Power Hour today, guys. But again, Chris was here, and he called it a banger. We haven't lost in Power Hour. What's your problem? Can you explain quickly why you're taking DAX sales? I took buys out to 0.5, but why sells? Because we're overall bearish. Yeah, so when it comes to DAX, first things first, we did hit 50%. You're all right. Okay. And we can definitely react higher based off of that. But when it comes to the higher time frame context, like even higher than the 15-minute, what do we see? We see that the hourly is still very overextended. And we also see that the internal structure of that swing hourly bullish trend has been bearish. We have been seeing this bearish structure play out with higher or lower lows, higher lows, lower lows, higher lows. And what can we ultimately expect next? A new lower low to be made within this internal bearish trend. Obviously, my one thing that I don't like is the fact that price is rejecting this 50%, and we can just absolutely rip from there. But I'm comfortable taking this trade just because of the fact that the probabilities are still in my favor due to the higher time frame context. Because again, we're still internally bearish other than the low time frame, which is in this case where we have this 15-minute, I guess, internal trend. But from the swing 15-minute standpoint, we have been bearish, making these new lower lows. We had a pullback. We had the continuation of the break within these lows. I like it. I'll take this all day. Even if I lose here, we've had a great week, so I know I can play with some profits. But two, it's not that I'm just playing with profits for fun. No, I'm playing with profits knowing that the probabilities are still overall in my favor. Therefore, I'd be more mad at myself if I took a trade that was a high probability setup. I'd be more mad at myself if I didn't take this trade than if I were to take this trade and lose. Genuinely, I'd rather lose knowing that I followed my system and took a high probability setup. And obviously, let's say if we do lose and price was still bullish within this overall internal price action, okay, then at that point, that's just really good data that tells me even with some of these higher probability setups, I still have to be cautious with the general structure or the general range that we're playing within, which I typically do. But nonetheless, again, when we have more positive than negative confluences, in that case, it's just a higher probability setup. My edge is playing right there. Like, obviously, I don't have a 100% win rate. I don't have a 100% guaranteed, probability system. It's just higher probability setups versus lower probability setups. And obviously, I'm going to take higher probability all day because it's higher probability for a reason. But again, you're not wrong for taking those buys, though. Like, don't let my overall conviction of price change your conviction of price. Just see what happens. Obviously, if price does come lower and you lose, now you kind of know to pay attention maybe to the higher time frame context as far as the hourly structure and where the hourly is projected to go. But two, if I lose, obviously I'm going to think the same thing as far as maybe I should have paid a little bit more attention to this overall bullish range. But nonetheless, it's not going to affect me too much because I know I still did everything appropriately as far as execution, analysis, and overall management, to where I can't just say it's one of those losses, but I'm probably just too early. Because if price does react higher here, guys, I almost guarantee that price will just come higher within this 15-minute range here. And then have a sell-off probably during New York or going into next week. Where in that case, I just know I was too early in taking this selling opportunity. Obviously, again, like I said, if we hadn't hit 50%, this would be a way higher probability trade, but it's still up there. I still like it. What is Nas doing? I totally forgot about Nas. We were still chilling. Oh, what the fuck? Why is it registering like that? Okay, we're good now, I think. I mean, we're right there by 1 to 2, guys. We're right there. We did cut 5 contracts, but one thing that we could see too now is, now that we're creating this internal bullish structure, is we could then start reacting the same way we did over here, where we had that bullish break, we had a pullback, we had a continuation, and the same thing could occur. We have a pullback, then we have a continuation, all the way until we hit the overall target from this range. Or we could just push. My best week, fire gets spoiled this week with dubs. Yeah, dude, it's been a crazy week. That's where you live, Taka? Who caught the trade? Tell me. Spam W if you caught the trade. We're about to hit our full TPs. We've already closed partials. We're already at break even. Should be in this. Oh, fuck. Hold on. I got to enter DAX. I'm not in yet, guys. Not in yet. All right, I entered sells, stops at the highs, of course, and we'll just see how price plays out here. Again, I'll probably be off stream by the time we play out unless price just rips in either direction, but nonetheless, we're in there. We'll see what happens. We'll see how price reacts. Whoa, did we hit 1 or 2? I think we did, and I wasn't ready. Oh, no, we didn't. Close. Close, guys, close. And again, if you guys missed this because you don't have an account or something, there's no, DAX is not on Legacy, guys. I trade Legacy and UK100 on my broker. But again, what I was saying is, if you guys weren't able to take this trade, you don't have an account, go get an account for next week, guys. We had a crazy, like, I literally just wins after wins with every coach in here. And again, you can use code Nick for, I believe we have 20% off right now. Sells on DAX? Yes. I'm going to shoot sells on DAX. Again, this is going to be a trade that I see probably playing throughout the night unless we just get price ripping into our stop loss. But nonetheless, I like it. I think it's a decently high probability trade, other than the fact that obviously we reacted off this 50% of this bullish leg. But I still think that the overall structure from even a higher time frame context is more bearish than anything. And I do think we will end up coming down to purge these lows, if not here soon during New York. So it's just a matter of, are we entering at the right time or are we entering too early? I think there's really no other possibility here. It's either too early or we're going to end up catching this full trade. What? Go lay down. Oh my gosh. What happened? Again, we're at break even, guys. So if we get taken out, we get taken out at break even. Price is catching up. What? We already profited a little bit. What? I don't know what price is doing. It could just be facilitating a pullback. But we'll see. Crazy spike. Crazy. What? Tax is not on legacy, guys. How many days do you have to be in profit to get a pay on? How many percentage do you keep on the instant funded? The rules should be there, but Angel, I can, if you DM me, I'll send you the rules. You think NQ is bullish overall just today? I mean, let's peep it. We're gonna hit break even, guys, but we still profited. That's why I said take some profits, secure something. I think we're bullish today. I feel like we're gonna be bearish tomorrow, but again, we could just end up pumping. What? I think we're gonna hit break even though, guys, just because we're seeing a lot of bearish volume here. No way you just want to play. You serious? Let's see. Yeah. Haven't hit break even yet. Don't bark at me. What's your problem? All right, guys. Beautiful day, though. It looks like we're about to get taken out of break even, which is fine. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Stop. I don't know why Lucas' dog is being bad right now. Bullish today, bearish. Oh no, like I meant like bearish today. Yeah, should have been a big W. Again, if you guys entered at the 71%, again, we're at a break even, guys. Oh, we're not yet. Okay, yes, we are. Okay, yes. If you guys entered at 71% down here at this original area, you should have bagged out like a 1 to 3. Yeah, a 1 to 3 for sure. Obviously, we entered a little bit higher, meaning our stops are a little bit bigger. But nonetheless, still a beautiful trade. Got some profits, risk-free trade. Can't complain about that to end the week. And I'm still in DAX, guys, so we'll see if price just ends up tanking here. When it comes to DAX, guys, as soon as we get to 101, I do usually cut half of my position when it comes to my DAX and UK 100 trading, and I let the rest run to 1 to 2. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can end up playing that out. But other than that, I'm out of here, guys. Don't forget to go get an account. Get ready for next week. Use code Nick. I have a nice discount right now. It'll definitely help make it cheaper. But how do you use trading bar when taking partials? Like over here. I just press sell or buy, and I'll like lower the contract sizing. So if I entered 15 contracts and I want to close 5, since I entered buys, I would sell 5 contracts off. Oh fuck, I'm in sales for some reason. Okay. All right, got out of that. I am not in that trade. I didn't realize that I didn't adjust, and that's one thing to remember is if you guys are not adjusting your original stop loss when you end up closing partials, you'll end up accidentally getting to another position. But yeah, DAX is eating right now too, guys. I can't lie. So could be a really big day for me again. That being said, I think I'm out of here, guys. Again, DM me if you guys would be interested in this checklist. It's a probability checklist. I used it today to basically figure out if these were good trades. NAS was, obviously we didn't hit a full 1 to 2, but it still ended up playing out in our direction. And 2, DAX, we'll see what happens, but nonetheless is playing out right now. Obviously it's not released yet, but I just want to get an idea of, if you guys something you want to use. But I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you guys next week. I can't wait. Spam W if you won today or at least got into the winning trade. I'm out of here. See you tomorrow. Let me answer your question. Also, you have to adjust stop loss to the amount of contracts you're holding. Yes. Later, guys. Later, YouTube.